Welcome to Bachelorette,
a podcast so educational it could be a university class.
With your hosts,
Danielle Dick McHugh,
Kim Hannah,
and Bill Henninger. Welcome, everybody, to the Bachelorette update show. We have all of your favorite people here. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I'm great.
Danielle was just eating a rotisserie chicken salad.
You bet.
I just had a banana, so we've all got our snacks now.
Kim is not going to want for potassium during this recording at all.
No leg cramps today.
Nice. All right, so obviously the Bachelorette's not on right now, but we wanted to update you on our lives and give you hot takes on stuff. And so I filled out some questions for everybody. So let's get started. All right. So Kim and I yesterday went to go see Maverick. And so my question for the day is...
And Bill's wife.
Yes, and Elaine. But she actually fell asleep for the first 40 minutes. I don't know if you noticed, but she was out cold. She had her pretzel bites and then she fell asleep for half the movie. So...
And I was like this the whole movie.
It was good. Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. It was.
I've heard that it's good, but Elaine just likes documentaries, doesn't she?
Yeah, I was surprised. Usually she says no thanks, but I think because she's a child of the 80s, she was like, okay, I'll get in on this one. So
I squealed out loud and clapped a couple of times because of some throwbacks to the original movie.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
That's awesome.
So my question is, what would your call sign be? So, Maverick's call sign, his name's Pete Mitchell, but he goes by call sign Maverick. There's Jester. In the new one, there's one Fanboy, Payback, Hangman. So what would your call sign be? It's got to be something about you, very specific, or something that really describes you.
So I saw the outline 20 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. And so I quickly Googled some thesaurus words because I'm cool. And so I think that I would have my call sign be Moxie.
Oh,
Moxie is a good one.
That is a good one. Nice. Danielle?
I don't know. When you started describing them, I was like, planners, stickers. And I think those would make terrible call signs.
I love daily planner as a call sign.
I don't know.
Bank right, planner, bank right.
Bank right. Stay on my six.
Book lover.
It's amazing you didn't become a fighter pilot with all of these high energy hobbies of yours.
You bet. Nothing says fighter pilot like stickers. Days of the week stickers.
Oh man.
I don't know. What do you think mine should be?
Well, so this was my next thing. So then I thought we would each give one other person their call sign. So Kim, I had you down giving Danielle hers. So
yes. And my call sign for you are 2 letters based on your love of something very specific. So I have your call sign being YA for your love of young adult books.
They just call her Ya. I love it.
Or just YA. YA or Ya.
That's a good
one.
Like
that, Kim. That is better than Days of the Week planner.
Wow.
I don't think that will fit on your helmet either.
So I'll go for Kim. I had Riddler because Kim is the best trivia partner I've ever had. She is an absolute dictionary of pop culture, TV, music, knowledge. And so I thought that'd be a really good one for her.
I know some stuff.
You know some stuff. I know things.
Well, I kind of cheated, Bill.
Yeah.
I feel like you already have yours.
Which is?
Slothzilla, which is a cycle name.
So that is my name in cycling and jiu-jitsu. For a long time, people called me Hell Sloth. So something with sloths.
Yeah.
Slothzilla was just one day I was reading a news article and there was a paleontologist who supposedly found a Slothzilla. and it was like a sloth, but it's like the size of like a giraffe or something. And I just thought it was the funniest, it was one of the funniest mental images you could think of, like a giant, like Godzilla, but just moving really slow towards you. It's like, it's coming in a bit. It's a vegetarian, so it's probably just gonna eat our houseplants, but
I didn't realize that there is like a real life story behind the nickname, but yeah.
yeah, so Hell Sloth, everyone was like, yeah, you choke people out, but it's really slow and doesn't look like it should happen. That's me.
Take it. There you go.
Nice. All right. Well, that was rewarding. Thank you. I'm very excited. I'm going to start calling you by your call names now.
I like it.
All right. So summer updates. Kim, you got some big news.
I do. I had my last day at UNI last week because I've taken a new job with a nonprofit in Cedar Rapids, which is very exciting. And I start tomorrow, or I'm not sure when we'll post this. I start on June 1st. And I'm very excited about it. I will be commuting for a little while because I'm still up in Cedar Falls for the summer. And I'm very excited to continue watching The Bachelorette. And I've decided that this summer I'm going to work on my cakes. So dessert for Bachelorette viewing this summer will be different cakes. Because that's what you want on a hot summer day, is a big piece of cake.
I didn't even think about that, Kim, that you're going to be probably moving, and so you won't be part of the watching. We're
Not
going to
true.
lose. Huh?
Not true. I can still do the watch party. My car goes north and south.
Ooh, I love it.
Priority.
We need that gluten-free, dairy-free magic that Kim makes. So
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay, so all three of us are big-time readers. What's the best thing you've read this summer?
So yesterday I finished the book. It's called Book Lover by Emily Henry, I believe is the author. And it is, if you need a good beach read, they make fun of the sort of small, like big city, small town romance trope. And it's hilarious. Some people have described it as like Schitt's Creek, but a book. It's really great. I tore through it in like 2 days. My best YA fiction recommendation that I've read in the last month is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's called Lobizona or Lobizona. It's Lobizona. And it is, people describe it as an adult Harry Potter, but I don't know. It's like a lovely story that is like, I think it's super progressive. It's like Harry Potter meets like immigration issues and trans and gender and sexuality issues. It's a really great book.
That's a good
What's
book
it called?
for Pride Month.
It's called Lobizona.
Okay.
There's 2 of them in the series. It's Lobizona, and it is written by Romina Garber.
Mm-hmm.
And the second book in the series is Cazadora. Highly recommend it. It's doing some really smart stuff around like immigration and borders and gender and sexuality.
Was that Vaughn?
That was Vonnegut squeaking. He can
Give
smell that I have
Vaughn
rotisserie
some
chicken.
Give him chicken. Kim, what about you? Best
Yeah,
thing
so I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to give you the name of a book that I read last summer, but it's very good. And so I think people should read it. And then I'm going to give you 2 other books. So the one from last summer that's really good is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Cloon. And it's really good. And it's about 6 little special skilled children who are put in a house so that they're not a danger to others, but they're like children and they're super sweet. And there's a lot of messaging in it where you go, well, this is real life, but it's about like a monster who wants to be a bellhop and the child Lucifer, and it's really good. So I highly recommend that one.
It's beautiful. I just downloaded a new book by TJ Klein. I'm excited. It's next on my list.
Okay. And then one I just finished as an audiobook is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey Mcquisten. And this is a romance novel that is the son of the American president, the son of the female American president, and the grandson of the British queen, not Elizabeth. I think they have her called Mary in the book. It's a enemies to lovers love story about two men, and it's the first of that type of genre I've ever read, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So 2 thumbs up on that one.
It was called Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Red, White, and Royal Blue. And then my other one that I just finished is called Now What? How to Move Forward When We're Divided on Practically Everything by Sarah Stewart Holland and Beth Silvers. They have the...
I saw that on your Goodreads.
Yeah, they have the Pantsuit Politics podcast. This is their second book, and I really like their podcast. I really like them, and I really enjoyed this book. So those are my 3 recommendations.
What's it called? Now What?
Now What? I'm looking at my Goodreads on my phone for what I've read. Now What? How to Move Forward When We're Divided.
Awesome.
And their first book was called I Think You're Wrong, But I'm Listening, A Guide to Grace-Filled Political Conversations.
Awesome.
So I just finished The Alchemist, but I've read that a bunch of times, but I really like that book. It's a good centering book. It makes you think about your life and what you're doing. But as far as other books I read A Deadly Education and then The Last Scholarmance. Kim was not a fan of it. But that's okay, because much like the book you just referenced, I can listen to you and we can have, differing opinions. I thought it was good. It's like Harry Potter, but in a Hogwarts that's trying to kill him. And it has a strong female lead, which I do love a good strong female lead. I liked it.
A Deadly Education.
Yeah, and it's for the first time I've started reading a series that hasn't been out for like years, and so I actually have to wait for the last book in the series. I've never done this before. Normally it's like people tell me after, so I'm excited. September it comes out.
So Bill just went on like one of his hiking adventures. Bill, like when you're like cuddling with bears and stuff, or whatever you do on these things, do you also read books?
Yeah, I do. So I backpacked through North Shores up in Michigan 2 weeks ago, and I used to bring my Kindle, but I did the Olympic National Park, and I was backpacking on a beach, and I slipped and fell on the rocks, and my Kindle disintegrated, like it just had a big crack. And that's when I realized, well, maybe this is why we have real books, because you can't like crack a book. So now I always take a real one so that I can't break it. And so I was reading.
Now you'll drop it in a lake or something.
I was going to say,
True.
Water does hurt books, though.
Yeah, I keep everything in bags in my backpack, so that's not a problem, but they can't stop it from being crushed. I just read one that Connie, who has been on the podcast before, gave to me, and I can't find it. Here we go. Uh-oh, the internet's running slow. I'll yell it out here in a moment of like clarity. Best thing you watched this summer. Best TV viewing for you all.
I just finished, it came out on Friday, and I've already finished the first section of season 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh.
It was very, very good. I'm very excited for the second half of the season to come out. I've discovered Bob's Burgers about 10 years after everyone else, and I'm obsessed with it, and I love it, and it makes me laugh out loud, and I might be Linda Belcher. And then I discovered a show yesterday on Netflix. Well, on Bridgerton, of course. And then I discovered a show on Netflix yesterday called The Beauty Queen of Jerusalem. It's it's an Israeli television show that takes place in different timelines from 1918 to 1970, following a family in different generations. And it's very interesting, and it's all subtitled, so it forces me to actually pay attention and not be on my phone while I watch it. So I like it.
Awesome.
Danielle, I know you're not a big
I don't watch TV unless it's The Bachelor.
it could be a movie. I know you saw
I've gone
Sonic 2.
I did. I saw Sonic 2 with my kids. So that is the only television I've watched in the last month. And it was fun. I guess we did watch Sonic 1 in preparation for watching Sonic 2. I thought, Jim Carrey's really good in it. He makes a great villain. So yeah, that's about all I've watched.
Nice. Trying to think what I've watched that's been really earth-shattering. There's a show on Netflix called Working Moms or Working that's a Canadian show, and the other day I was like doing something, I turned it on. It's really funny. I enjoyed it. So
I like that one.
Yeah.
Are you still watching like Ultimatum or what?
Oh, I went through Ultimatum. Yeah. So Ultimatum was the show on Netflix, and basically you come on with your significant other and one of them doesn't want to get married. And so the whole point of the show was that you two kind of separate and you date one of the other members of the couple, and you move in with them. And then after 3 weeks, you move back in with your significant other, and then you decide if you still want to be together. And shockingly, and there's a whole bunch of research on this, and I won't go full professor, but people tend to stay with the person they came with because the cost for alternatives is higher. But when they talk about it, they're also like, well, this new person, I just don't argue, we're very excited about being with everyone. And it's like, well, no shit. Like, you remember when you first started dating your significant other, it's like really easy to be on your best behavior. Like, what are you going to argue about? All you're doing is making out and like going out to eat and watching movies. And, it's like everything you do at that point in your relationship's easy. You haven't had to like, crap, we got to replace the furnace or, so I would not recommend, if you have been dating someone for a while and they don't want to get married, giving them an ultimatum. I'm not sure that is ever really led to a good outcome, because if they say yes, then your whole rest of your marriage are going to be like, maybe I forced them into it. If they say no, well, then what if you would have given them some more time? So, but I love the show. I mean, that aside, I watched it in like 3 days because I'm a trash can of trashy TV. I'm Oscar the Grouch of television. Like,
that's amazing.
You get me some fighting couples in there, some drama. Oh man.
Have you all kept up with some of the things that have happened with the different Bachelor contestants?
No,
so like Becca got engaged to Thomas last
week. I saw that.
It was a while ago. I'm trying to think if there's, I think people released some more books.
Clayton quit his job and it moved wherever. Is it Susie? She's in Virginia. Is that right? And so he moved out there and he's starting a personal training business. Hannah released her book and then her accompanying journal to her book.
Hannah B, right?
Yes. God Bless This Mess. And then the journal where you can write about being a mess.
I like
it's not. I thought you meant she was releasing her journal along with her book.
Well,
a blank journal to journal while you read along with her book.
It'd be really good is if she released like a journal with her thoughts and then you journal like prompts from Hannah B, but solely about her life. Like, life was hard today. I had to post about how I like this thing that someone's paying me to say I like. How's your day going?
This is my next goal, get 'em group. It's just like a Hannah B journaling activity.
Oh man.
I love it.
Okay. So the Bachelorette starts July 11th. It's going to be 2 Bachelorettes, 2 of them. Thoughts, predictions?
I'm excited for this concept. I'm going to be really annoyed if the whole show ends up them falling in love with the same person and fighting over the same person.
You mispronounced really excited when you said annoyed. That's how I'm going to be. I want the drama.
I am still a little mad about Clayton's season.
What specifically? Let's talk about it, Danielle.
Clayton. I feel like I could maybe forgive the franchise better if they like eased me back into it with like Bachelor in Paradise before another episode of the Bachelorette. I don't know. I'm intrigued by the 2 bachelorettes at once thing, but I don't trust the franchise.
So there was a new season of Joe Millionaire, again, because I am a steaming pile of trash heap when it comes to reality television. I love everything about it. And there were 2 guys on Joe Millionaire, obviously. So the women didn't know one was rich, one wasn't rich, although I think he had a decent amount of money. And those guys were competing for the same pool of women. And they were like the most polite, like just nice about it. Like they talked about their feelings. And at one point he's like, yeah, I like her, but she's probably not going to be for me. Like, I think there was no drama that the producers were hoping for. And so I'm wondering if that's how this will go. If they'll be really like, we both
Do
like
any of you all listen to Gretchen Rubin's podcast, that like Happier? So her sister is like a TV producer for a reality TV show. And I'm like, I need to know what it is and watch it. It's something with the word paradise in it.
Oh, is it that show on Netflix called I know is it like a dating reality show?
I think so.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I need to, because I guess they just got done recording and it went so well that they're actually like pushing it back to the fall because like you get more viewers then. So
Paradise Hotel?
Maybe. I will look it up. What?
Love Island?
Love Island. Maybe I think it is Love Island.
Huh.
The British version or the American version?
I don't know. Now I'm like confused. I will look it up.
I've seen them both. I've seen them both, guys.
Let me see. Gretchen Rubin's sister. Elizabeth Kraft. Let's see. Okay. Now, Elizabeth Kraft.
Dating show.
Reality TV. Okay.
When I put the word
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island. Okay. Seen that one too. When I put the category terms in here, I'm for sure gonna put Gretchen Rubin's sister as well, in case anyone jumps on to iPodcasts and is like,
is it a reality? Because this doesn't look like it's a reality show.
It's a TV series.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like it went really well. And so I don't know. I've never seen it though.
Oh yeah.
Only listen to her talk about it on the podcast. And sorry, y'all are gonna like take a tour of my house while I let my dog outside because he's being annoying.
That's fine. Oh, I have one more recommendation for TV that I've started watching. It's a documentary on Freeform called Deep End, and it's about this lady named Teal Swan. And she is basically a cult leader, but it's all talking about, is she really a cult leader or is she just a religious leader? It's very good.
And I have one more recommendation myself now that we're talking documentaries, because there's a documentary on Netflix called Our Father about a fertility doctor who impregnated women with his own his own semen instead of the donor or their husband's funk. I just said that in
We are adults.
whatever. And then these children, because this was all going down in the 80s, and now these grown adults are doing like 23andMe testing and finding each other, and he's made 94 children that they know of so far.
Elaine was telling me about that one.
I've read about it. I've not watched it, but like,
and he's not the only fertility doctor that they have discovered did this, but he's the only one who's been so prolific.
That's wild.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's a good way to transition to kind of the end of the show, I feel like. Thing you're most looking forward to this summer. For those of you who don't know, and Kim's off of this kind of the schedule now, but in academia, it's like the summer comes, even if you work through the summer, which I have to as an administrator, summer's just different. You just go at a different pace, what you can and can't do. But also summer's just fun. I just enjoy summer. So what are you most looking forward to? And any advice, one recommendation for the listeners that they should do this summer?
I'm just like really looking, one, I've decided, so we were kind of talking, my husband and I, about how we need to have, like, rather than like a summer theme, almost like a summer vibe or personality. And like a vagabond summer or something like that, right? Only I realize I'm definitely going for a bougie bitch summer where like, I'm drinking lots of iced coffee and like, I don't know, like, I just ordered like false eyelashes.
Nice.
So I don't know, like, but we're doing lots of fun summer stuff. We're going to head to the pool a lot with the kids. Next week, we're taking a little vacation to Des Moines. I'm going to go to the Dells for the first time. I actually don't think I've ever been to the Dells, but like,
okay. So one of our faculty was telling me his family was going to the Dells, and he asked me if I had ever been, and I said, this is the interesting thing in where I was from. If you could go to the Dells, you were in like, you weren't rich, but you were like middle class enough your family could go on a vacation. My family didn't have enough money to go to the Dells. So it's like there's this weird like social strata in Newton, Iowa, where it's like the rich kids were like, we wouldn't go to the Dells. That's where the white trash people go. The actual like people who didn't have a lot of money was like, oh, they got a bunch of money, they can go to the Dells. So I'm very interested in what your feedback is.
I'll let you know if it meets my bougie theme.
Yeah.
Or if it's like, I mean, I would have thought like a bougie summer vacation would have been like Paris or Hawaii or something,
Yeah.
Not
maybe the Dells are the Paris of Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
Paris of the upper Midwest.
Yes. Well, yesterday we took the kids, like we just went and sat on the river, and they walked down just like a boat ramp, and they were like, oh my gosh, it's the beach. And it's just like this crappy like boat ramp, and they were having a blast. They like built a sand castle. Like then we played under a bridge, and they tried to scare like the bats. Like that is not very bougie, but like it was delightful.
It's bougie if they were doing it ironically.
Maybe like I should have sipped wine or something while I watched them play.
Or had a nanny watching them while you were there sipping wine.
There we go. I need to up my bougie game.
Look at my kids.
Go take care of them.
Kim, what about you?
My theme for every summer is get as many freckles as possible. So I hope to be outside a whole lot. My advice to everyone is to wear sunscreen. Always wear sunscreen. And then because I was in such a waiting period and a transition period for about 2 months this spring, I haven't really made any plans for the summer. So I'm excited to just kind of have the summer happen and see what happens with my summer.
Yay.
Nice.
And my recommendation for other people to do for the summer is to go to the Wisconsin Dells and hang out with Danielle.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
I am looking forward to, I'm doing the beer mile again in 2 weeks.
I'm volunteering at the beer mile.
Nice. And this will be my 5th or 6th year that I've done it. And I'm gonna do it. I've had 2 knee surgeries, so I'm expecting I'm gonna win it probably this year. I've also been drinking heavily, so I feel like my training's on point. I think I got like 730 last year. I'm shooting for the low 6s this year. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's chug a beer, run a quarter mile, chug a beer, run it, until you get to a mile. Very healthy.
I've been trying to talk Ryan into it, so maybe he will join you.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And we could use more volunteers if anyone is in the Cedar Valley and wants to volunteer at the beer mile.
Here you go.
Advice to people. I think you should go out and sleep in a tent at least once. Like find a nice cool day, and even if it's in your backyard, it's a fun like childhood thing to go. I would suggest setting it up in your backyard so in case it starts pouring, you can run back inside. You don't got to go full crazy. So cool.
My piece of advice is to have a water balloon fight, but buy the water balloons that have like all the little straw things.
Yes.
And they didn't have them when we were kids. They're brilliant. I love it. You can have like 50 water balloons in like 3 minutes.
I have them. I have one in the house, and I have it for when my neighbor kids are out doing it, and I fill it up real quick and just start going after them.
Although I do water balloon fights.
I do feel like it is a rite of passage to try to tie a water balloon as a kid. And like if you got like these fat little fingers like me, they don't it's hard to wrap a water balloon around it. And so
water balloons are just hard, but these are not. And
yeah, they just like fall off. It's amazing. Yeah.
You just have like all of the joy of the water balloon without any of the pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I love a good water.
I'm gonna go hit one of my neighbor kids with a water balloon when I get home. That'll be fun. I hit one with a snowball this winter and he started crying, and then I was like, oh, sorry, buddy.
We also made it a goal to go as a family to go to the pool 25 times this summer.
Ooh, that's a good goal.
We're gonna do it.
That sounds like my hell.
Oh. I like to go do the water walks at night when it's not full of bunch of people. Water walking is nice.
We hope you've been
outside.
We hope you've been inspired by this us telling you what to do with your life. So
wear sunscreen.
Are we ready to wrap it up?
I think so.
Sure.
All right, so we got a shout out. We are over 1,000 cities. To be precise, our podcast has been listened to in 1,021 cities. It has been listened to in all continents except Antarctica. And come
on, scientists, listen to us.
Yeah, Jeebus. And the city we're shouting out to today, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, which is in southern Pennsylvania. It was settled by the European settlers in 1775. What else do we have about it? Right now, the average temperature there, the median temperature is going to be right around 70 degrees for June.
Nice.
It's very pleasant.
Yeah, it has about 21,000 people in it. It's seen about an 8% population grow since the 2010 census. The economy, mostly farming, but they do have some wonderful shops there. There's a Walmart, a Lowe's. The Chambersburg Mall has one anchor store, but 33 vacant stores. They do have a Kohl's on.
Sounds like our mall.
Yep, exactly. They do have a Kohl's on exit 17. If you go there to eat on exit 17, you're going to find a Sonic's, a Starbucks, a TGI Fridays, Red Robin, Fuddruckers, one of my favorite places to eat.
You have a Starbucks.
Yeah, Ruby Tuesday, Panera Bread, Chipotle, Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden, and Longhorn Steakhouse.
It's like the Cedar Falls of Pennsylvania.
Yep. And they have, so here's what I love about it. You guys ready for this? They are part of small town America. Recreation includes sports events such as baseball games at Henniger Field, which is my last name. No relation to me, but randomly someone listened to our podcast and there's a Henniger Field. Probably because they saw my last name there.
That's awesome.
Who's this guy besmirching our good name?
I love it.
That's it. That's all I got for you.
Great podcast.
Have a good summer. We'll be back once the Bachelorette starts.
You bet.
July 11th.
Woohoo.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You have been listening to Bachelorette
With your hosts, Danielle Dick McGee,
Kim Hanna,
And Bill Hennig.
all thoughts and opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the person who spoke them.
If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe to the show, leaving a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Also, please share with your family, friends, colleagues, and other ardent Bachelor fans.
If you have comments or questions you would like us to address on the show, you can email us at bachelordamia@gmail.com.
Or on the Twitter with the handle @Bachelorette.
Thanks for listening.